Hello and welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. We are in version 0.24, we're doing the career thing and you're here with me, the Green Dragon. So, it's time we planned our exit, our glorious exit from Ike, and I'm thinking something like this. We do want a nice low Duna encounter, but I'm thinking we want to be slightly above the atmosphere, like at, say, 60. Just to save some fuel. And how much would it take at some place like here to actually drop ourselves into a proper orbit? That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. So, how much? How much? The question is, do we want to drop into the Atmo and try to aero brake, or do we play it safe and use our engines? 300 meters per second. That's about how much we could save in theory if we did it that way. See, we would still have to circularize, and I'm not sure how effective that could be. You know, I think we will just use our engines. Okay, so why don't we first get a little bit closer to our target? Unfortunately, we can't time warp too quickly here, but I did do the housekeeping off screen. I did manage to collect the materials bay and clean it out and, you know, store the data in the capsule properly from low Ike orbit as well. So that is something we will have. And I mean, we've gained 561 science from this already, and we'll gain a lot more, especially if we manage to return this craft. Especially the lander pod itself, right? Okay, so prograde would be towards 90. What I will do here is actually try to disable these so that they don't get used, right? And that will be a thingy. So, prograde. These are... Alright, we're on fine controls. No, screw fine controls, just turn like a mofo. Thank you. Yeah, look at how close we are to this thing. We are so low. It's awesome. So very awesome. Speaking of, I want to actually fill up this as well, just to ensure we have every little shred of fuel here, because I have a feeling we might need it. I know we are gonna be a bit unbalanced there, but it shouldn't matter with the amounts being this low, and as it gets spent it will get better. The balance situation, I mean. So, do not spend from that. Good. And good. So that should be great. I mean, we are controlling from here, right? Okay, good. Just making sure, because, you know, accidents do on occasion happen. We want to avoid them when we can. Alright. This should be close enough. Hopefully, it shouldn't drift too much, because we are correcting with the RCS, which is our birthright, of course. RCS is the birthright of every Kerbal. That and boosters, of course. I still have fuel in this. Looks like we're good on fuel. This engine setup, especially with the high ray fuel, did work out great. How close are we to that thing? 70. I want it to be lower than that, I'm afraid. Now let's hope that when we actually escape from Ike, this does not shift in a bad way. So let us see how this goes, shall we? Come on, show me. Okay, it's perfect. It's Perfect. Now we don't want to go up with it, we want to go down. So about to... You know, it doesn't actually have to be perfect, does it? I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It really doesn't. We are close enough to the thingy that we can just drop in from a higher orbit. Actually, no, we can't, because then climbing into a high orbit in order to re-rendezvous would cost us more. I mean, I could try it, don't get me wrong. And then, you know what? Let's try it and we'll see how this goes based on how much fuel we have after, you know, rendezvousing. Right? And the fun part is that we can just, you know, bring the rest of the vehicle into a lower orbit if it becomes necessary, right? And that way we can sort of decide what, based on how much fuel we have once we climb into an orbit, that is, if we manage to climb into orbit at all. And yeah, we can do some awesome things. This could be great. Okay, so keep the data. We will try to... Okay, EVAU, and we'll try to get the data. Move up there. Collect the data, remove data. Because, you know, we want to actually transport it back to Kerbal instead of just, you know... Oh, we already have a set of that. Whoops! Clean that. Good, it's clean. Great. Crew report. Don't need to... Okay, EVA report. Keep that. Good. Sure, why not? Okay, so... Why don't we undock? Head towards you, and then we have a whole bunch of things that need to be activated, like the engines. And the engines. And this, and this. And of course this, and of course this. We shouldn't have to, you know, actually spend too much delta V trying to drop our perhaps down to something we can work with, or something that will cause us a re-entry, because we are pretty damn high. And yeah, we'll just use the thrusters for that. Should be great. Go nice and low. Go even lower. 8,000 guaranteed re-entry. Yes, deploying the chutes right away. And close the shield. And let's go. Let's go and hope for the best. So where's our target? Duna? Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Come on, you bastard. Actually, can you be... I mean, it won't be recaptured by Ike in the next orbit, and that's the important bit, right? If it gets recaptured later, it's fine. I'm just worried that it might be in danger of being recaptured. But it should be fine. Okay, so, much time warp. We're gonna just face it like this, and that should be good. How are we on fuel? How much did we spend? Just 5 units of RCS. If this thing can at all climb out of Duna, it should be good. Alright, cruise assessment. We're not gonna take Bill out of there because that would be bad. Possibly. Should be perfectly manageable to land here. Should be perfectly manageable. We'll see, of course, how this goes. Yep, you can see that going down. That's awesome, that's awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Good, good times, good times. Ooh, right, we have the barometer. Log pressure data. Transmit. Because we can't actually take it out and we'll... Actually, no, we can take it out once we actually land and then we can relog it. Log pressure data. Keep the data. There we go. Okay, there go the chutes. Good. There we go. This will slow us right the frack down. Should be great. Shouldn't have to use engine for this, and it should whittle away enough of our speed for this to be perfectly safe and manageable, I would think. Right? At least I hope so. Ooh, that was rough. I still had a lot of speed. Maybe I should have gone in a bit more shallow, but... Okay, how high are we? We should be low. We are low. Okay, ignite the engine. We don't want to stomp on the ground too quickly because that could be unhealthy. I'm thinking 5 meters per second will work just about fine. Or lower. Okay, and... No, 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 no! Okay, that's... Okay, we have landed. Good. Crew report. Transmit that. Okay, this is less good. Okay, that's the right way. With RCS, that's not enough. We have completed the contract at least. Good. Okay, observe the materials bay. Keep the data log. Well, what if you did that? No? Well... Okay, what if we went like... Shit. Alright. And... around? Okay, good. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're safe. We are safe. Okay, climb up there first. Grab that... Or not. Okay, you bastard, that's fine. But okay, we managed to actually... You know, pull it out, right? Which is great. Okay, okay, first off, a flag. Yeah, much money. How much is that? That's 200,000. There we go. Good. EVA report. Yep. Surface sample. Yep. Okay, good. We did manage to flip the lander around, which is great. Okay, he lifts off the ground so very slowly. Come on, just get off the ground. Okay, good. Take the data. Yes. Get up. Good, 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 good. Good little Kerbal. You're doing great. Okay, so the missions are generally handled. We have a fuck ton of money and science. In fact, we have like an extra million now, which is great. We have a... Don't need one of those. Good. We'll repack the chutes later. Okay, so we use some of our fuel actually landing. That's a thing. We'll keep the data for this, and I suppose we must attempt a takeoff. I should have moved the data I got from Mike to a thingy. Namely to, you know... Well, there is a way there is a way in which Bill could survive even if this whole thing doesn't work out. He could just grab the data and burn for orbit if the lander doesn't have enough fuel for some reason. Okay. Okay, I suppose there's no use waiting for courage, is there? Because either way we have to just go for it. However you slice it, we have to just go for it, so let's just hope for the best and attempt a burn. Okay, they should be high enough to start burning pretty much horizontally. And let's see how this goes. Hopefully it goes to orbit, cause orbit good, smashing into ground bad. Smashing into ground much bad. Alright, these are essentially orbital speeds for Duna. I think we're gonna make it into orbit. Okay, that's a nice high apoapse. In fact, why don't we burn even higher? Yes, good, about right. Okay, so set as target, that's the... Oh, hey, why don't we actually adjust then? Oh, right, like that then. And try to aim for the target. Maybe we can just do it that way. Or at least once we get closer. We're still in the atmosphere. How quaint. Well, here's hoping for the best, eh? We should be able to make it into orbit at the very least. I'll save 20 units of RCS for the actual docking. If we need to do any further maneuvers, you know, with the actual engines, we will do them like that. At least that's the dream. Right? Also, how's the situation with the Kerbal alignment? Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till next year before we can go back to Kerbal with the rest of the data, but we can find some other fun things to do in the meantime, right? Okay, so our speeds are leveling off, which is great. Okay, why don't we... Yes, 60 meters per second should be perfectly manageable. Why don't we burn like this and actually get those intersects closer together, eh? 'Cause yeah, that seems pretty damn close. Though it's not really, not so much. Okay, we need to burn more towards it apparently. Like so. Alright. Alright. Okay, at least we're in orbit. How's our fuel? Should be fine. Great, we're gonna have ourselves another glorious intersect there. Okay, 18 is good. We can live with 18. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. We'll make do. Ooh, that's fucked up. I think that's actually a smoosh too. I think that's actually a smoosh. Like, in the face. Right into moho. We'll be wanting to adjust our orbit then, won't we? You know, like bring our periaps down, that kind of thing. Okay, no idea how close to the actual target we're gonna get. Not very. Okay, wonderful. Probably the worst possible place to try to intercept it, but oh well. Oh well, we're gonna try anyway. No? How's the fuel? Fuel is good. Don't really have to worry about wasting it, do we? So, why don't we arrange for a real burn towards the target? Something that can't be so easily screwed over. Yeah, looks good, looks good. And there's the killer of... Yay, well, there's the killer moon. No, might have no problem with actual, like, you know, screwing my orbit some, depending on what kind of screwing it is. I'm just against it, you know, destroying my ships. That, you know, I do have a problem with. Okay, so getting closer. Getting closer is good. I like getting closer. Okay. Hopefully we have enough time before everything goes to hell. Should. Okay, good, great. Great. Great then. Good. 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 Okay. So, there's the ship. We should probably kill our speed pretty soon. Shift our trajectory as mission and be ready to kill our speed. And we still have like 90 units left. Sounds great. That's actually kind of okay. 90 units is not bad. Everything actually kind of is so far working according to plan. Yeah, kind of good. Kind of doing really good. Alright then. Okay, there's our docking port right there too. So why don't we just open the shield and set as target? Oh, we're actually... No, we shouldn't be pointing that way, should we? Which way are you pointing, you bastard? Towards 90? Or towards 270 rather? Oh, you fucker, you're along this line, aren't you? I have to guess what the proper alignment is. Bastard. Okay. 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 So... No. Bad. Stop. Crap. Okay. Confusing controls. Help. All over the place, yes. Great. And straight in, hopefully. Yes. Good. So, I don't know, maybe I want to ditch the lander. Though, the lander is pretty much reusable. I think I want to keep the lander. We'll park it in orbit around Kerbal, and we might use it later for, you know, other missions. That could be a thing, yes. Yeah, we might just send up a capsule to gather the science and leave everything as is otherwise, you know? Because this ship is pretty reusable. The drive section will need to be replaced, of course, just to ensure that we have enough fuel. Or maybe another section added with detachable, dockable fuel tanks. We don't want detachable, dockable fuel tanks. That would be a bad thing. But you know, this is the kind of... A lot of this can be reused for other projects, right? Like, this same lander could probably land on Val, or certainly the two smaller moons of Jewel. You know, the really tiny ones. Certainly Gilly. And that's, you know, awesome that way. And then there is, of course... Well, you know, and this lander could be reused in a mission that used two landers to study the Joule system. Or three, but, you know, it could be a lander to study 3/4 of the Joule system, and that could be perfectly awesome. Cleaned experiments, good. Alright, so... Wait. So let's see, if I add stuff that doesn't really do much of anything, we want a perhaps, and this gives us an injection into Kerbal land. Wait. Yeah, that's all well and good, but of course we require a perhaps. One that leaves us... Okay, that's not... Okay, so we need to go in that general direction for a little bit, right? Okay, sure, suppose. Oh right, this lander will need to be rebuilt though, cause I'll have new instruments, right? I assume that those engines are still on because I didn't turn them off. Okay, shut you down, shut you down. And yeah, just... Yeah, just slow us down enough to keep us in orbit. Safely, like. And yeah, the Ike is definitely trying to sweep us up. Gonna bring this down to about 17.5. Should be perfectly fine. And then we're gonna bring our apoapse up to... or perhaps up to this same height, thus giving us a nice stable orbit. No, that's too high. No, 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 it has to be perfect. Or close enough anyway. Okay, so let us prepare it for the parking orbit while it waits for Kerbin to come back around. And in the meantime, we'll probably be doing some other missions and enjoying the science we have earned here. Some of it anyway, the stuff we already got. Transmit or recover scientific data from space around Duna. Oh. Well, crew report, transmit. Does that count? Eh? Yes, it does. Great. Wow, that actually earned us a lot of money for a, you know, totally bullshit mission. Cool. That's perfectly fine. And see, that's the thing. That's inside the atmosphere. We don't like that. Inside the atmosphere, bad. Very bad. The thing is that with the planets aligned the way they are, we can't really return to Kerbin. They have to be aligned in the right way for the transfer to, you know, work properly. So... Okay there, Tiger. Chillax. I know, I turned you and gave you RCS and time warp and you wanted to freak out, but be a little more humble in your ambitions, okay? Be a little more humble, okay? People like you get coalitions started against you. You wouldn't want a coalition now, would you, you bastard? Oh, I bet you would, do. I bet you would love a coalition against you. I bet you just wait for coalitions to form. Bastard. So, what's that look like? Looks good. Okay, so... that's it for the Duna mission, I would say. Why don't we go to the Space Center and see what nice things we can buy? Maybe we can buy ourselves something nice. And, science data from space around... I suppose... I guess the next mission would be to explore Gilly. And we could do it with a couple of probes, I suppose. Explore Jewel. Ooh! All of these are things we could do, and they're actually interesting missions. But I think I want to do a couple of cheesy ones just to get some extra science. First... no, that's the wrong place. But why don't we just see what we can unlock? Cause... yeah, I guess we want to unlock a bunch of these crappier things, like... I mean, the small engines and RCS, sure. More probe parts is nice. Proper electronics sounds great. This, not so much, don't really need it. But more science instruments is good. Possibly. Also, solar rays, ion propulsion. Ooh. Or alternatively, awesome jet stuff. You know what, let's go for the jet stuff, right? Oh, and this allows us aero spikes and rapiers. With 550 cents. But yeah, that will be in the next episode. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time. So see you then.